introduction is probably half of my welcoming remarks. So, good afternoon, Dominicans. Good afternoon to all our special guests for this today's affair. And I am very much elated and very much glad to see you all in a very relaxed and normal way, like the pre-COVID condition. Wala nang nakamask, wala nang social distancing, and we are again back to normal. The new normal and the old normal are almost the same. So let us thank God for the blessings that He continuously giving to all the survivors of COVID pandemic. Palakpakan naman natin si God. Thank you very much. And today, this is the first time that we will be having this kind of event. They entitled this event as the St. Dominic Academic Industry Advisory Council Forum 2023. Just to give you some primer on the relevance of this forum. First, we are strengthening our forged relationship with our local industry partners and our international partners, because we believe through strong collaboration of our partners, the main beneficiary will be our stakeholders, our students themselves. So through our industry partners, you are very much welcome to visit our institution anytime, because this is just the smallest way of our thanking you for providing the training, the exposures of our students who are being sent to your industry. And to all our partners from basic education group, the principals from different high schools, we also appreciate your presence. And we hope that we will continue strengthening our partnership together. Because St. Dominic College of Asia have its commitment in providing the best quality of education that it can offer. And also tonight, this afternoon, I would like to take this opportunity to also recognize and thank our important guest speakers. Just to give you again another primer, St. Dominic will not be here in this level of status, our accreditation, our certification, without these speakers that we invited this afternoon. Kaya allow me to violate some of the protocols, but they will be properly introduced later. Gusto ko na ako na ang mauna dahil wala namang makakawat sa akin akong president. I just want to make them feel how St. Dominic appreciates their contributions. Ayan, ito tayo we are now on the level 4 of accreditation of PACOCOA. Ito yung Philippine College and Universities Commission on Accreditation, headed by our speaker, Dr. Nilita Nagari. Palakpakan natin si Dr. Ninel. At the same time, our ever supportive chair of accreditation of Commission on Higher Education during our certification of the regulated status, Dr. Fred Bulawan. And also our longtime partner in business of education in the presence of Dr. Wang Si. So sila yung, they will share their journey with St. Dominic later on. And also at this point in time, because I've heard that we are telecast or live stream across the globe or all over the different countries. So I would like also to welcome our partners from Japan. Let us give them a round of applause because they are also joining us in this afternoon's event. Our partners from Indonesia, our partners from India, our partners from China, and our partners from the United States. So that is how wide the collaboration that our institution is establishing right now, because the door of these countries are now again open to accommodate our students for exposure in their respective discipline. And I would like also to give special thanks because this happened very seldom. In one event, the entire top management of St. Dominic is present, starting from the chairman of the board to the president. Let's welcome Dr. Maret Andaman, our chairman of the board. Serious and committed. St. Dominic to take good care of our partners, local and international partners. So I hope that you will continue working with us for the betterment and of quality of life of our graduates, students and graduates here at St. Dominic College of Asia. At mabuhay po tayong lahat. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat.
Alright, so thank you very much, Dr. Gregoria Manager, for your warm welcome remarks and for setting the stage for this momentous event. And you know, as we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, it is truly an honor to have with us today a remarkable individual who has made invaluable contributions to the field of education and beyond. Her unwavering dedication to the advancement of education and her exceptional leadership have been instrumental in shaping the success of SDCA. Her passion for excellence and tireless efforts in promoting quality education have earned her numerous accolades. Without further ado, as we eagerly anticipate her inspirational message, let us all welcome with a resounding applause the esteemed Chairman of the Board of Trustees, St. Dominic College of Asia. Please welcome Dr. Marita Andaman-Rillo.
Online po ba? Anong pangalan, sir? Opo, dalawa. Dr. Bulawan. Opo.
So, to balance the momentum of my president brother, I will be of low-key. So I was requested to give you inspirational message. Most probably you have selected me probably because of my age. Well, anyway, our distinguished guests, partners, our distinguished speakers, our students, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. So I have just listed some nuggets of wisdom that I have gathered along my journey as an educator, as a physician, as a mother, as an author, as a painter, as an advocate. So I have listed some here. So it is in numerical format. Number one, there's strength in numbers. You cannot do things alone. You really have to have community of people well dedicated to do the undertakings for the betterment of mankind. Number two, we don't live for ourselves alone. Maybe it is factual and it is better. Number three, it's better to give than to receive. And that's speaking of abundance mentality. Next, when you walk alone, you may stagger. But when you walk with someone else, you walk with a firmer gait. When all is said and done, and when your time is over, what people will remember of you was not how grandiose you had been, but they will remember how much you had made them feel. We were born naked, and we shall live here with our barest bearing. Our Creator is omniscient and equitable. He will give us blessings, but He also watch how you dispense your blessings. If sharing is not on the occasion, He shall tacitly limit it and give the bounty to others more deserving. So with this small nuggets of wisdom, I would like to impart to you that life is more of peaceful coexistence. There's minimal competition, of course, in the business, pero in the long haul, magkakapatid tayong lahat in the eyes of the Lord. Wala siyang tinitingnan na mababa, wala siyang tinitingnan na mataas. Lahat tayo binibigyan niya ng blessings. Tinitingnan lang niya kung paano natin iti-take yung blessings natin. If it is beneficial for everyone, tutuloy-tuloy niya bigay ng blessings sa atin. Pero pag nakikita niya na it's becoming detrimental, ang grace natin to our fellow men, medyo bawasan niya yun hanggang alisin. So with this, I would like to greet everyone a pleasant good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Maraming pong salamat and God bless us all.
Alright, thank you very much, Dr. Aurelio, for your additional message. Palapakan po ulit natin si Dr. Maret. Ayan. Your words really resonate deeply, reminding us of the importance of fostering academic-industry collaborations and the transformative power of cross-border partnerships. And now, as we anticipate the insights and our will share with us, let us first acknowledge the individual for her pivotal role in introducing our esteemed plenary speakers. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to our Director for Research and Community Extension, Dr. Jennifer Yap.
Good afternoon. Our first plenary speaker for today is a highly accomplished professional with a Doctor of Public Administration and completed academic requirements for educational management. She has dedicated her career to the advancement of education in the hospitality, hotel, and restaurant industries, and is the founding president of the Association of Administrators in Hospitality, Hotel, and Restaurant Educational Institutions. As an ASHA Master's Trainer, PACOCOA Accreditor, CHED Regional Quality Assessment Team Member, TESDA Industry Expert, and ISO Technical Expert, she has extensive experience in consulting for programs and standards. She also served as a board member for the Tourism Industry Board Foundation Incorporation and a charter board member for COREC. She is the honorary president of the Royal Institute of Singapore and a member of the Philippines Association of Professional Speakers. Her impressive career also includes serving as country manager for the Singapore Institute of Multidisciplinary Professions, consultant and trainer for Ascendance, Asia, Singapore, and national TVET trainer in housekeeping, front office, and food and beverage service. She is an active member of CATEA, or China Asian Tourism Education Alliance. Our representative from the academic institution, let us all welcome Dr. Gloria Bacon-C. Our second plenary speaker is tagged by many educators in the country as the epitome of academic vision in higher education for his notable enthusiasm and pledge to continuously uplift the delivery of instruction in the tertiary education. Dr. Freddie B. Bulawan is a former member of the Board of Regents and chairman of the Academic Committee for the 5 state universities and colleges in the Calabarzon region. He co-hosted the Transnational Higher Education High-Level Policy Dialogue Enhancing the Capacities of the CHED officials in response to the Transnational Higher Education Act in Region 4 with the International Affairs Service of CHED Central Office and Southeast Asian Ministries of Education Organization. As the focal person for the Institutional Sustainability Assessment in Region 4, he paved way for more private higher education institutions to achieve its autonomous and deregulated status and its institutional accreditations with Federation of Accrediting Agencies of the Philippines. As the focal person for the classification level of state universities and colleges in Region 4, Batangas State University was upgraded from Level 3 to Level 4, and University of Rizal System, Laguna State Polytechnic, and Southern Luzon State University from Level 2 to 3. He has a doctorate degree in public administration. His intelligence and competence were demonstrated by his various eligibilities, namely Professional Board Examination for Teachers, Professional Board Examination for Agriculture, Professional Career Service Examination, and Presidential Decree number 907 given by the Civil Service. Coupled with an impressive background in public service, it was not therefore surprising that he became a devoted public servant in the local government unit of Santo Tomas. as Municipal Planning and Development Officer for almost 10 years, where he designed and crafted the first comprehensive development plan of the then municipality, as well as the 3-year agrarian reform development plan under the foreign assisted projects. And in his capacity as Education Supervisor 2 and Planning Officer of the Commission on Higher Education, Region 4, from 2013 to 2019, the office was awarded as the top performing and outstanding regional office for 3 consecutive years from 2014 to 2017. He was promoted as the Chief Administrative Officer from 2019 to 2022 rather, and was appointed as the officer in charge of the Office of the Director 4 from August 2022 to January 5, 2023. Let us all welcome our second plenary speaker, our government sector representative, Dr. Freddy B. Pulawan. Our last, but definitely not the least plenary speaker, earned her Doctor of Business Administration at AMA University in 2016, her PhD in Business Administration at University of Perpetual Health System in Laguna in 2017, Master of Arts in Education in 2010, MBA in 2012, and BSBA Major in Management in 2001, and currently undertaking her third. At present, she is the Quality Management Representative Director, Assistant Head for Operations, Coordination on Accreditation, and Data Privacy Officer of the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation. She is involved in the promotion of effective quality system of the universities all over the Philippines. As one of the pillars of PACUPOA, she is assigned the following tasks: assigning accreditors to accredit the institution, liaisons with the educational institutions on matters affecting the quality and reliability of company's products and services, and with external parties on matters to the company's quality management system. She's also in charge of the Chairman's Report and Directory of PACUPOA's General Assemblies. She is involved as reader or editor on the development of the self-survey instruments of PACUPOA and served as committee chairman during the training of accreditors. Ladies and gentlemen, our third plenary speaker, our Quality Assurance Sector Representative, Dr. Nedita B. Nagari.
Alright, ang bigat naman nun. Okay, so once again to introduce the first keynote speaker for today. Yes, the founder and president of the Association of Administrators in Hospitality, Hotel, and Restaurant Educational Institutions, the founder and president, Dr. Gloria Bacon Wong C.
Next ba? Wait lang. Wait lang, pipiti niya. Ano?
The very energetic president, Dr. Andaman Jr., and of course, the charming chairman of the board, Dr. Margarita Andaman Villo, and my fellow speakers, the members of the academic community, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is so nice to see, you know, just feeling the atmosphere. This is filled with collaboration, collaborative ideas. I could feel there are so much to be shared and everybody is willing and eager to learn and share. I told my kumare, Dr. Carol Danao, we are retired but not tired. because the Lord is using us to continue serving, to continue sharing wisdom and experiences. And thank you for the opportunity to be with you this afternoon. I would like to share. Actually, I prepared the slide for, tingnan nyo, inanda ko talaga yan. Maski ang hirap kaya maggawa ng PowerPoint, pero sige na. Because I wanted this to be really a learning. No? So fostering academic industry through cross-border collaboration. Beautiful thing for the day. And Mr. Yomol, my former student, told me, ma'am, you have only 20 minutes. Okay, so hindi magdaliin ko na, ano? So I will not discuss anymore. Of course, the aim for our discussion is to relate to the importance of collaboration between the academic and the industry. Very important. Adapt to the international trends, issues, and practices as guiding principles for program review and enhancement. Prepare the faculty and students for global knowledge and skills, as well as the need for frequent updates of the curriculum. Actually, most of the time when I am invited for industry academic linkages, it's just about 10 or 15 people around. Really, it's a close one. But this one is really worth commending, because just like what the president has said, all together, you are here. Our administrators, faculty, and even the students are around with all the partners in the industry, the linkages. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I want to bring you out to the current scenario. What's really the scenario of our educational system? Why do we have to open up our minds? No? First is the impact of the IR 4.0. A while ago, we were the Madam Chair was sharing as to the challenges during the pandemic. And of course, way back, a few years ago, yung ating industrial revolution, where everybody has to cope up with the technology. Some of the faculty members retired because they don't want to learn about the computers. But then, if you don't, then you will be left behind, right? The online learning that imparts knowledge through technology, whether we accept it or not, somehow there were some negative parts of this online learning, because teachers seem to cut it short. Kukunti lang yung natututunan, no? And then students cheating, their teachers while learning. And then dependence on Google app. They don't go to the library anymore, but just go to the Google and then research, which is very limiting. Disconnection of human beings from each other. Do you agree? Yeah, sometimes you're talking to somebody and then you realize she's not listening. Why? Because he's on the cell phone. And this is really something that we have to look into. And the provisions of online references that cannot be accessed. We have, we have the references, but because of the failure of the internet connection, it cannot be accessed. So this is something to look into. Lesser human interaction, especially among children. The children now, the Z generation, most of the time, almost 24 hours, they are with their gadgets. If you ask them to come and eat, they will say later. Or they cannot hear you dahil may nakalagay sa tenga. No? And then, too engrossed with social media and the technology. Are you guilty of this? Yeah, sometimes we're spending so much time being with Facebook, chatting with friends, and then distorted communication skills. Sad to know
that because of the media, we used to, aggregate. They have their own lingo. So when they are already in the corporate world, what's happening? They cannot really communicate well. So isa po ito sa ating tingnan sa mga bata. And then because of course, it is happening, but lucky for the St. Dominic College of Asia, because the enrollment is really growing up because of, their desire to really come up with quality and excellence in education. Unemployment of graduates. I learned that the training director of Okada Hotel is here. Where are you, ma'am? Doon sa likod. No? So, many are not, they are not being employed because of some problems that we should try to look into. Okay, now, what are now the some urgent issues among the youth that we need to address? First, suicide. Many of the students are committing suicide, especially in other countries, because they cannot cope up with the the jobs, the requirements of the school. We were when I was still in Trinity University of Asia, we experienced 2 students who suicided. And okay, thank you. I hope we have only one speaker at a time. Okay, next is the physical and digital bullying. Ito ay dapat ma-stop, no? The internet addiction. Please look into this among our students, no? Severe anxiety being felt by students. In fact, one of my friend's daughter really went into depression just because of, they cannot cope up. And then, hook up culture. Kung ano yung po na sila nahuhok, no? They refuse already to look into the environment. And as far as our graduates is concerned, we have to look beyond. We have to go beyond our limits to be able to learn more. And then drugs and alcohol. I hope it is not a problem in here, pero siguro hindi. No? So I could see how the students are really engrossed with their learning. Adolescent pregnancy. Okay? Then, poor communication skill. The communication skill is supposed to be on top. No matter how maybe, let us say, as far as their level of intelligence may be low. But if they can express themselves, they can talk, they can say what they want to say, then they're already ahead, right? And then the unethical practices, no, very important po ito. Self-esteem and the body image, no, their personal images. Right. So yung mga ilang minutes na. Okay. What do we need to do with our educational system? First, establish a common vision and systematic approach to education. I guess this is the reason why you are coming up with the academy and industry collaboration. Then take the education transformation under control. We have to control it. While it is good that we have this technology, but let us try to balance. How about the other part of it? Are our graduates or our students still able to, to establish public relations and, the necessary personality that they must have? Adjusting education to the IR 4.0 appears to be running behind the train. Para tayong nalilate talaga. While they are already on education 5.0, yung saan ko cope up with IR 4.0? No, so we are far away. Although this is not to your school, but to some other schools, sad to know. Okay, we need to collaborate with the industry and the academic institutions across borders. Sometimes schools feel that they are competing. It's a competition. But for me, it's not a competition. It has to be a collaborative effort. Because the graduates will have the, our target objective for the quality education are the same. It's the same industry, so we have to collaborate with each other rather than competing. Hindi po dapat competition. No? And then, okay, what does the industry say? Tingnan natin, andito daw si Ma'am sa Okada, no? Because these were the comments of many of the managers and training directors that we have talked with. They said graduates could hardly communicate, especially the graduates during the pandemic. Kasi nga na-short-change sila eh. No? So they could hardly express themselves. If they do, they lack respect. Ay importante po yung respect, not only for the administrators, but of course to our guests, especially I'm talking about the hospitality and tourism industry. They seem to be lack of confidence. A lot of guts is necessary. I hope our students here are listening, and let's try to learn from this. You know, the guts or the confidence is part of the competency that you must have. You have really to, nobody knows us, nobody knows you. So what you should do is to sell out yourself. Sure, you have to really have that confidence so that you could go and reach your dream. According to the president, the dream of the institution should go on. If you have achieved it, go beyond. Dream more. Dream big. And then, new graduates are good in technology, but they lack what? The emotional quotient or, being able to adjust to people. Unethical at times. Yan, may mga oras daw na, nawawala yung kanilang no? And then, cannot go with teamwork. Because they cannot adjust anymore to the different in the industry. I hope I am being heard by people at the back. I am addressing also this message to the students. Narinig ko po yung likod, ma'am. Okay. Character issues. The character is one of the very important competencies or the C that we must have. I always say we have the 5 C's. First, competence. Do you know and can you do your job? Second, the character. Do you have the right character that is needed by the industry? Thirdly, your confidence. Do you have that guts to speak up, express your ideas? Fourth, your communication skills and the collaborative skills. Now, many others. No? We need to start, recover, and rebuild the programs. And I'm glad that the St. Dominic College of Asia is having this effort to really try to, rebuild. If there is something to be rebuild, and then to recover what was lost. The hospitality and tourism industry is changing very, very fast than what we know. There is a need to consider the impact of IR 4.0 to the pandemic on our academic programs. The disrupted learning of students, the OJT, and the career opportunities should be looked into to reassure students and parents industry of the transferable and competitive value of the hospitality and tourism degrees. This is where our administrators should come in. What are the skills that our students need? Mga anak, makinig kayo. These are really needed. First is the industry-based skills. If we talk of the skills, it must be the skills that the industry is doing, the real thing. Sometimes we just focus on theories, but look at the students, they're doing it. And the more experiences will be gained once you are in the industry. Soft skill. Your soft skill is another thing that should really be imparted or developed among you. Corporate communication skills. Look, it's not only communication skills. Corporate communication skills. It's different from just the ordinary communication. We need to be professional. We need to be ethical. Then people skills. Health and safety protocols. Let us not forget about this because this is part. We are still being treated with the pandemic. No? And then technology literacy. Even housekeepers are supposed to know how to prepare reports, how to interpret room status report and the rest. The resilience and perseverance. I do not need to go through the more explanation about that. Leadership, analytical, and critical skill. Who are leaders? Leadership is not only for those public positions. Everyone can be a leader of your own self. For example, you are facing something and then you tend to go the other way. Hey, come on, Gloria. Remember, you should lead. So, lead yourselves. Take the first step. If no other else are doing it, do it. And that is now your initiative, which is so important. And then, ethical and collaborative business operation. Ang ganda po ng ating St. Dominic kasi talaga we have this collaboration with different countries, with the industry, and of course, with other institutions. We need a more personalized, continuous, open and flexible education model of curriculum that we could visit or revisit, enhance and update more often. Curriculum should be revisited not only once in 10 years or 5 years, but as much as possible. As much as possible, every year, try to come together and review it. Okay, cross-border collaboration. How about the cross-border collaboration? Do we need to collaborate with other countries? Yes, of course. Strategic and political procedure to promote integration by exploring opportunities within the regional borders. Most of the institutions are collaborating with the Asian countries. We have our ASEAN MRA, so we do collaborate with them because more or less they are our brothers in Asia. So we have really, just like Mr. Kato, sir, it's so nice that you are speaking our language, no, our dialect. And it's so nice to hear it that you're a Japanese and you could speak. So, students, apply what you have learned and make it as part of your competencies. What are the benefits of the cross-border collaboration? We could derive all of this. No? It combines knowledge and experiences, cultures, and best practices, which could derive innovations and advancement. If we collaborate, we will learn from them, they will learn from us, or we could think a better one. Because we continue learning, we continue improving. Helps reduce differences in living standards. Nakakatulong po ang collaboration to reduce our differences. Because we tend to understand them, they tend to understand us. Could address common challenges across borders. Every now and then, Dr. Nick was saying, we are resilient. No? So, kayang-kaya natin. We can really adjust to whatever challenges. Meron ang biro malamig sa ano kasi may snow. Hindi kinakain po namin ang snow. Yung pala ang ice ang ibig sabihin. Okay, now, build stronger relations for sustainable programs. Oras pa comment? Okay. I would like to share to you the 7 facets of 5% model that was presented by Dr. Stephen Kimpel. It's so nice. Ano ba itong 5%? I hope our students are listening. No? Connect. Try to connect every time. Because if you cannot connect, you are left behind. And Dr. Cajun said, if you don't move forward, you seem to be moving backward. Because nalalayo ka na. So dapat yan connect. What are they discussing? What are they talking about? Listen well and connect with them. Next is articulate. Articulate your ideas. Ano man yun, how simple the idea is, it is very important. Try to stand out. If he said, to stand out does not mean that you are already above all of them. No. Just to be recognized. Nobody will recognize us once we are in the corporate world because they don't know us. But if we do connect, we do share, then somehow they will, they will say that, oh, he or she has an idea to share, right? And then, how can we articulate? Again, communicate confidently. Be confident. You're applying for OJT? Yes, ma'am. When are you graduating? Next month, ma'am? Wow. Look straight to the eyes. If you cannot see the eyes of the person, look here. That is tantamount already to eye contact. Huh? Kausapin mo ng maayos, ma'am. I wish to apply. I'm from St. Dominic College of Asia, and I'm supposed to have my OGT. I wish to be given an opportunity to have my practical here. Okay. What can you do for the hotel? Oh, ma'am, I can do all the skills because we learned it from school. Okay? Then, build trust. Trust is very important. If you show that you could be trusted, the rest will follow. Okay? Provide direct feedback. Sabihin ko ng diretsa, hindi yung ano ba yung sinasabi niya? Tapos pag nakatalikod na sabi, ano daw? Kasi nga, you did not, you did not listen, and then you did not say. If you don't understand, just simply say, sir, I think I missed the important word you're saying. Can you repeat? Or is this how you meant it, sir? So, nagkaintindihan kayo. And then take ownership. Madam Chairman was telling a while ago, nag-chat kami, sabi niya, I'm so happy seeing them really doing their best. She felt how much effort you are giving to the school, sleepless night, just to come up with all the requirements. That is a manifestation of ownership. You own all the effort because you are part of the school and you want the school to reach, to achieve the result of the accreditation that the office of Dr. Neng will be granting. If you don't take part, who else will do it? Diba? So ownership, kailangan yun. Even in hotels, we have to take ownership about whether the supervisor is seeing you or not. Sige lang. No? And then coaches recognizes, meaning if there is a need for you to share, do share. Help others. Do what is right and help others do the same. Okay. Ayan na. Wala pa naman sunod 20 minutes. Okay, I just would like to leave this saying by Dr. Henry Ford. Coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. But working together is success. What we are doing now is working together for the sake of quality and excellence in education. So I would like to thank you for this opportunity to serve you. Thank you so much. And congratulations to the St. Dominic College of Asia.
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation, Dr. C. Aside from the things that our beloved speaker shared, such as the current scenario of our educational system, some urgent concerns and issues that we need to address, there's one thing that struck me the most. According to Dr. C. kanina, sabi niya, we are retired, but we are retired but never tired. Yun yung sabi niya kanina. Education is a continuing process. Your wisdom is really helpful to all of us, especially the youth. So once again, palapakan po natin si Dr. C. All right, our next speaker is the Chief Administrative Officer of the Commission on Higher Education Region 4A. Please give a resounding applause to this man, none other than Dr. Freddy P. Bulao.
Thank you so much. You are amiable chairman of the board of trustees, Dr. Marita and Damon. The ever affable and dynamic college president, Dr. J. Damon. Of course, the ever supportive Vice President for Academics, Dr. Nindabasi. Our co-keynote speakers, guests, a pleasant afternoon to one and all. I'm privileged to represent the Commission on Higher Education. But when I received the communication, I told Mom that, what is all about? Sabi ko sa kanya, will that be all right after all you've been strengthening the linkages that you have in your institution as shown during our visit in 2018. Sabi ko sa kanya, sabi niya, kailangan siya. So how will I refuse the invitation if the college president helped me a lot in overcoming my sickness in 2019. Thank you so much, Dr. J. Because it was Dr. J who introduced Dr. Estrada to OPN-Bukittingi. Thank you so much. Is Dr. Estrada still connected with SDCE? Okay, hearing and listening to our speaker a while back, Dr. San, I was so impressed that everything is said by her. So what more will I going to discuss if the first presenter has discussed everything in details? So I'm thinking that I'm just sharing to all of you the guidelines in internationalization wherein the education sector will have to look into. The issue is fostering academic industry collaboration through cross-border linkages and networking. It sounds bizarre to every individual. Why? Because cross-border is an international approach. It's not the home base that we used to do it. So that looking into the concepts of building, strengthening linkages to our industry and academia, it calls for something to do in order that we shall be able to achieve what we long for. And SDCA is known for its linkages, particularly in the neighboring countries, because they ought to bring their students in other countries to have their on-the-job training. Am I right, Dr. J? Okay, so let's give a big hand to the St. Dominic College of Asia and Pacific. Okay, so as I was saying a while back, I'll just run through you with the CMO that will guide each one of us to undergo such internationalization, which is the cry of the hour. Now, Memorandum Order number 55, series of 2016 is our focus of presentation now. So please bear with me. This is for these slides, I guess. But I will just read it so that you will be cognizant of what is CMO number 55, so that we'll take off on that aspect. Because I know and I firmly believe that the next speaker will go deeper also into this aspect because we bought from the academy, right? Okay, so I shall be discussing the objectives, the 2 pillars, and the rest. Okay, so go on, please. Okay, policy framework and strategies on the implementation of internationalization of Philippine higher education. So next slide. As a background, internationalization of higher education traditionally involved cooperation among universities to advance knowledge frontiers and promote social and cultural diversity. In like manner, it has evolved from in higher education to a comprehensive framework that includes different forms of cross-border education. Internationalization is increasingly important in higher education due to freer flow of students and workers and the necessity of international linkages in generating productive knowledge and innovation. The integration of Asian member states has created opportunities and challenges for policy reforms in higher education, including internationalization of higher education. It is also an integral to the Commission on Higher Education Reform in the Philippines with strategies including enhanced implementation of quality assurance, systematic facilitation of mobility and market access for students and staff, and strengthening international linkages for a sustainable Philippine international higher education sector. Now, looking into what or at least as we listened while back to the speaker, she was able to elucidate everything as stipulated in the background of the CMO. Take note that in the crafting of such CMO, definitely, these are the ideas of the pool of experts who have been into linkages, not only in the home base, but rather in other countries, or shall we say cross-border. Now, as regards to the objectives of the CMO, it articulates the Philippine higher education, internationalization policy to provide a national perspective and context for various initiatives related to the subject of internationalization. It guides the Philippine higher education sector's internationalization efforts, bearing in mind Philippine national interests, security and identity, while also contributing to the improvement of the country's competitiveness. Like what was pointed out a while back, if we bring our students outside the country, definitely, it builds the image of the country and, of course, the school itself. The school in particular will benefit from it because it remains the name of the institution wherein they are all also working in that country. It defines the strategies that underpin the various modes of internationalization and set the principles to guide Philippine higher education institutions in pursuing internationalization programs. It also encourages Philippine higher education to adopt a programmatic approach to internationalization and the next slide. Serves as basis for improving programs, policies, and standards on internationalization activities, cognizant of the need for appropriate regulation for a cohesive internationalization trust in an affirmation of the Philippines' efforts in upholding its global higher education reputation. Okay, let's move on to the two pillars. One is the home base, as I mentioned a while back, home-based internationalization, and the other one is the cross-border, wherein it calls for it because of the title of your activity. Now, as regards to home-based internationalization, home-based or campus-based internationalization involves collaboration, as qualified again by our first speaker, partnerships, networking with foreign HCIs without physically leaving the national territory. So we can consider it as a home-based internationalization when we tap them without their presence through media. Okay, next is the cross-border internationalization. Education involves mobility of students, faculty, researchers, programs, and institutions. This is the focus of our discussion, in which I firmly believe that SDCA is the win. You've been sending the vision of the research outposts, and even your students also to have their educational tours, to have their OJTs, right, in Japan in particular. I heard in 2018 that you've been negotiating that aspect. Not only in Japan, but such is also true to other countries in Asia. Okay, next. Now let's proceed to the activities of home-based internationalization. Includes providing international content in the curriculum and learning programs. So, again, as magnified by Ma'am C, issues and concerns is the curriculum. She mentioned as regards to the revision of the curriculum. So we have to revisit every now and then. If we think that our curriculum is happening, then we have to revisit to rectify some in which you think there's a need to be rectified. Okay, next is establishing student clubs and organizations linked with those in other countries. So you've been right. You've come up with different activities, particularly your cultural presentations, which also they wanted to view or to witness, because if you present such, definitely they will appreciate. Okay? Engaging with local cultural and ethnic groups through internships, placement, and applied researches. SDCA has been doing and establishing joint research projects with international content, holding international conferences, and establishing linkages with international research partners. So those things are the activities that you've been doing it. I know and I firmly believe that 30 years in the making you've been doing it. How long is SDCA been existing? SDCA. Ilang taon na ba ang SDCA? 20 years. So I guess in 15 years ago you've been doing this. That's why na during the ISA evaluation assessment rather, maganda ang result. Okay? So sustain it so that you will obtain the autonomous. Okay, let's proceed now to the cross-border internationalization. Activities under this, we have student, faculty, researcher, mobility. Of course, movement of students who study in foreign country. Do we have? Yes. Right? And the faculty exchanges between institutions located in different countries. To Japan to observe and to learn from their strategies. Research fellowships collaboration involving visits of scholars to countries of collaborating institutions. Yeah, right? Of course, foreign language study, the inclusion of Nihongo in the curriculum. And then for building international perspective through conferences and networks involving travel of learners, faculty, or researchers. We have, the next is institutional mobility. This is based on UNESCO in 2005. Institutional mobility, we have commercial presence of foreign universities in another country in the form of branch campuses, not yet. One of the institutions in the Philippines that's having this is AMA. They built their institution in Bahrain. I do not know if it's still functional. Wala na. Okay, so they have that branch campus of AMA in Bahrain. They term it as International School. Institutions and international institutions. Okay, so let's proceed now to the role of chair, so that you will become aware of our functions and our roles as chair representative. We have number one, enhance the quality of Philippine higher education. By doing this, the question is, how are we going to enhance? This is through the PSGs. The policies, standards, and guidelines that we are crafting in support to the different programs that you are offering, which we also base on the international aspects. We have upheld the country's reputation as center of higher education in identified niche programs of excellence. Okay. We've been discussing these niche programs of excellence. These are the programs that we are evaluating, particularly the Center of Excellence and Center of Development. I guess some of the institutions are having this Center of Excellence, and I do not know if your institution has already the Center of Development. You are applying. Okay, please wait for the call. I guess this coming June, they will be uploading the call for the Center of Excellence and Center of Development. So I know those, particularly those programs who have already level 3 accreditation, you can apply for it. You have level 3, right? That's subject for COD or COE. And then the country's role in interconnected global community. And develop Philippine higher education institutions as productive members of the international academic community. So, this number 4, it is a challenge to all higher education institutions that they have to develop their curriculum in particular so that they will be aligned to international academic community. And then next is produce graduates with 21st century competencies who are able to live and work in diverse multicultural setting. Again, this was magnified by Ma'am C. while back in her presentation as regards to the corporate communication. She was so, she elucidated further that it's not just mere communication that we have to inculcate to the minds of our students, but rather the corporate communication, which is very much needed. Then foster closer cooperation and understanding between the Philippines and the rest of the world. So we have to keep on communicating with them, particularly those institutions we have identified to collaborate, so that whatever practices that they are doing, we can adapt it. Okay, so let's proceed now to the implementation strategies. The Commission on Higher Education has the following. Philippine higher education institutions should take a holistic and programmatic approach to internationalization. Programs should have specific targets and outcomes and a results framework aligned with the competency outcomes and the quality-based framework embodied in CMO number 46 series of 2012. In 2019, when the PSCs are already updated, it is a requirement for all HCIs for that matter to have this what we call outcomes-based. And I guess St. Dominic had done it. Because we are requiring them to submit their syllabi and evaluating its objective as regards to what was stipulated in the syllabi they had submitted of the different programs they have. The check will encourage and provide incentives for higher education institutions with medium-term internationalization programs and qualified transnational education programs, including priority in grant allocation and facilitation of mobility of students and faculty. This is being sponsored by the ES. The chair has the ES who is in charge of this program. So if you want to avail of this, please coordinate it with Attorney Lily Milia. She is the one in charge of this. She is the director of the International Affairs staff. Additional incentives will be provided upon successful achievement of targeted results, including upgrading of accreditation status, additional grant allocations, and recognition and awards by the Commission on Higher Education. Still, this is under the umbrella of IAS. And the chair will conduct fora and workshops to promote understanding of internationalization policies and strategies. We've been doing this. In fact, Chair 4 is scheduled for 3 days to conduct such activity as regards to transnational higher education starting this April 25 to 27. And it is embedded in the internationalization, which is we are longing to adopt. The next is the chair will commission studies to design effective methods of evaluating internationalization related impacts. Okay. Another role of chair we have. Chair shall promote the development and pursuit of an internationalization strategy
by all qualified Philippine higher education institutions, and CHED shall perform one is developmental role. This includes the provision of advisory and technical assistance in development and design of internationalization programs, training and capacity building, and information to guide choices and safeguard the legitimate interests of all stakeholders. Now, as regards to this, again, IAS is spearheading this. So feel free to coordinate with the CHED Central Office under the Office of the IAS, spearheaded by Atty. Villa. Then we have regulatory role, consists of promulgating policies and standards for various types of internationalization, arrangements to ensure compliance with existing laws, effective delivery of intended outcomes, and as a basis for qualifying higher education institutions that may participate in specific internationalization arrangements. Again, we have CHED shall determine the basic conditions of Philippine higher educations to effectively implement internationalization programs. HCI shall prove that they have the capability to implement an internationalization program for providing quality higher education through the following. One is internationalization strategic plan. Do you have that already? Yes. Then the physical, financial, and human resources, the budget allocation, facilities and equipment, including a dedicated international relations office and international student center. Your school has it, right? With adequate personnel to sustain the program and administrative infrastructure for quality assurance and good governance. CHED will encourage FTIs to participate in internationally recognized benchmarks and assessments for positive impact on global exposure and competitiveness. So we encourage all schools for that matter to benchmark, particularly in Asian countries, to look into their best practices, which could be adopted in your own HCIs. CHED will evaluate the readiness of HCIs based on their institutional maturity and quality assurance. This is not needed already in St. Dominic because you already passed the ISA, you have the ISO, and a majority of your program offerings are level 2, right? So, we have all these things. Okay, let's proceed now to the role of HCIs. HCIs shall be encouraged to pursue programmatic and a holistic approach to developing and implementing their internationalization strategy, such as have clear goals and targets related to improvements in learning outcomes, competency-based standards, curriculum, and program development, faculty development, and research. STCA has it because that is one of the requirements in ISA. Ensure quality provision, establish a system for recognition of academic credits, degrees, certificates, and awards. Of course, you have it. Be inclusive, cost-effective, and results-based. And safeguard student welfare. Protect the legitimate interests of the national higher education system and promote national interests. When we say safeguard student welfare, this is a very challenging one, considering the number of student population that you have. Though we cannot evade some students complaining, if we were not able to please them in one aspect, then they will react as if they don't have any, wala silang pakialam sa school. They do not know kung ano yung sinasabi nila, paninira sa school. But I firmly believe that those things are just challenges on the part of the management. Next slide. HCIs are given leeway to set their own academic calendars. Okay, you do that, right? Which is also in accordance with
Republic Act 7797. Do not go beyond 220 number as regards to the number of days. So, na-lengthen yan, di ba? From 200 to 220 calendar days. And then HCIs may include an English language training program as part of their internationalization strategy to improve learners' employability in the international labor market. Again, the English language training. So you can even enhance your curriculum by offering another subject, English for that matter, in order that they will be enhanced. It's not just mere training. Because training could be done in just few days, 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. But if it is embedded in the curriculum, definitely, they will be forced to, because there is a rating that they have to obtain after finishing the course. Okay, let's proceed now to academic mobility. The Commission on Higher Education will promote academic mobility for students, faculty, and researchers by addressing information, financial, academic, and administrative barriers to mobility. This will be achieved by enhancing information systems on educational opportunities and funding sources, standardizing mechanisms for recognition of academic qualifications and awards, and enhancing coordination among agencies. The promotion of academic mobility is envisioned to confer benefits to country, higher education institutions, and individuals, including enhanced capacity of HCIs to deliver international education, promotion of academic and knowledge transfers, and development of socio-cultural links with peers from other countries. And the next is JEN will also encourage and support HCI's participation in regional academic mobility schemes such as ASEAN University Network and University Mobility in the Asia and Pacific, while adhering to the principle of balanced mobility. So this is also a challenge because not all institutions, for that matter, in the Philippines are member of this ASEAN University Network. So please, this is a challenge that you have also to join so that you will be considered. Next, outbound student mobility can benefit students by developing their intellectual, potential, personal maturity, and intercultural awareness. So when we say outbound, is bringing our students outside the country. So you're doing this, right? And so what has been developed under your students, of course, because of their exposure, as if they are already well developed, or if I may say, they were developed into a well-rounded individual. Categories of outbound mobility include diploma mobility, but I doubt if we have this, credit mobility, and other short-term mobility. While back when I saw the calling card of Mang C, sabi ko, President Erasmus, this is the call. When we say short-term mobility, these are the Erasmus program that they have to participate so that they will also enjoy. It's a part of student mobility, right? HCI shall be encouraged to promote unsponsored credit and other short-term mobility as part of their internationalization programs. Dr. J, please look into this one and please adhere to this so that SECA will not only be known in the country but all throughout the world. Okay, for student mobility, JET is responsible on the following: shall provide technical support to higher education institutions with regard to diploma, supplements, credit transfer schemes, and mobility innovations. This is being done by the OPSD. They have this what we call credit transfer schemes. And then shall set minimum standards and develop an information mechanism for short-term mobility. So again, OPSD is assisting HCIs on this aspect. It shall also provide policy framework and guidelines for selecting appropriate and legitimate partners for internationalization, international education tours, and cultural exchanges. ES has the list
of those countries and institutions that could be considered. Okay, for faculty and researcher mobility, we have CHED encourages faculty and researcher mobility in the Philippine higher education institutions for personal and professional development and enhance international sensitivity of academic staff for better internationalization capacity. For researcher, OPRKM has the funds, provided if you are going to present outside the country, you have to submit your paper a month before the scheduled date so that they will be giving you financial assistance. Then faculty and researcher mobility will be intensified in two areas: research or creative work and building teacher competencies for outcomes-based education. So I challenge the faculty members of SDCA, if ever you intend to present your researches outside the country, please submit to OPRKM a month before the intended schedule so that if given a chance, after evaluation, if it is being considered by them, you will be given financial assistance. CHED will be responsible also for coordinating with government agencies to promote measures to facilitate granting of visa, work permits, and other privileges to faculty and researchers from overseas for academic exchanges or internationalization initiatives. CHED will assist you, IAS in particular again. Okay, let's proceed now to the benefits and importance of linkages and internationalization. Okay, so one benefits, we have enhanced academic quality. Again, this was magnified already by C. But just review so that you have to look into how important they are. Particularly, it's being stipulated in the CFO. Okay, through collaboration with institutions abroad, Philippine higher education institutions can gain access to new ideas, knowledge, and technology, which can improve the quality of their teaching, research, and other academic activities. Improve student outcomes, of course. Students can benefit from exposure to diverse perspectives and experiences, which can enhance their critical thinking, creativity, and intercultural competence, making them more competitive in the global market. Then increase institutional reputation, of course, building image, building fame. Because if you are the representative of the institution, definitely, it's not only building your image, but likewise your beloved institution. Okay, greater research productivity. Linkages with international institutions can provide access to funding opportunities, research collaborations, and shared resources, which can increase research productivity and impact. Again, tulad ng sabi ko, if you need some assistance, although I know for a fact that SDCA can manage to provide financial assistance in going abroad to present your research, but if you need still chair, please submit to us. Okay, next is opportunity for faculty development. Of course, professional growth, diba? It added to your curriculum vitae. Of course, that's something, because if you are sent by the chair or the school where you are working, of course, that's something they will look up at you. Not all will be given a chance. Diba? Many are called, but few are chosen. Enhance international sensitivity. Linkages and internationalization can foster greater cultural sensitivity and awareness. Of course, if you are in that place, definitely you become cognizant of their cultural activities, and you can share when you go back to your respective institution. You can share what you have observed and what have you gained or what you learned from your visit. Okay, overall intelligence internationalization can help Philippine higher education institutions to become more global competitive, improve their academic quality, and contribute to the development of the country. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much, Dr. Bulawan, for the insights you shared and for presenting the CMO of CHED. We are very overwhelmed and thrilled, especially on the benefits side of it. Thank you so much. And of course, last but definitely not least, allow me to introduce the third plenary speaker for today's event from the Philippine Association for Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation, or PACCOA. Please welcome Dr. Nenita B. Nagan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sana ako mag-uumpisa. Puntahan na, dumaan na yung dalawang big speakers. Where will I start? I hope I can get justice to this. Thank you, everyone. President, Chairman of the Board, Mapasikas. Biglaan to. So, thank you so much for inviting me to share. To share with you the academic industry collaboration about PACCOA's perspective of accreditation. So, next, please. Okay. Here is the outline of my presentation. So, the brief background of accreditation. Accreditation in various fields like education, security, industry, manufacturing, public relations, accreditation and globalization, accreditation and sustainability, accreditation and economy. So let me begin with a concept map to show the 5 pillars that describe accreditation. So the first one is review process. Accreditation is a review process as it involves a comprehensive evaluation and review of the institution or program, including its mission, goals, operations, curriculum, faculty, staff, and student outcomes. The reviewers will first examine the range of evidence, including documents, reports, and other materials, as well as conducting interviews, and site visits to assess the institution or program. Through review process, one will get quality assurance. So the purpose of accreditation is to ensure that the program or institution meets established quality standards and provides high-quality services. Thus, accreditation serves as a form of quality assurance that helps to ensure that an institution or program meets a certain level of quality and effectiveness. Through quality assurance, one will get credibility. The significance of accreditation is that it establishes and maintains the credibility of an institution, program, or services because of assurance in quality, which was first thoroughly reviewed and evaluated. Through credibility, one may experience internalization. So, because an institution or program establishes quality standards or services, they may incorporate themselves on global perspectives and experiences in the curriculum and operations of an institution or program, which will prepare them for a globalized world. However, accreditation is not permanent. It is renewed periodically to ensure the quality of the instructional program is maintained. Next one. Now, in the field of education, we will incorporate accreditation, in which we will discuss the goals and significance as well as its types. So, accreditation in education is a process of evaluating and certifying the quality of effectiveness in educational institutions, programs, and services. So the primary goal of accreditation in education is to ensure that education institutions, programs, services meet established quality standards. These standards can cover the wide range of areas, including the quality of faculty, curriculum, student support services, facilities, financial resources, and institutional governance and leadership, and provide a high-quality education and services to students. The significance of accreditation is that it acts as a catalyst to further maintain the facility's commitment in aiming to provide higher standards and a competitive edge. The accreditation process encourages continuous improvement in educational institutions, programs, and services. Accredited institutions are required to develop plans to address any deficiencies identified during the evaluation and to continuously monitor and improve their operations to maintain accreditation status. The Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation, or the PACOA, is a private accrediting agency which gives formal recognition to an educational institution by attesting that its academic program maintains excellent standards in its educational operations in the content of its goal, which is not only to identify schools whose competence and performance in a particular field warrant public and professionals' recognition, but also to guide students in the choice of quality schools, colleges, and universities that will meet their individual needs, and to help institutions of learning and professional association in its mission of advancing interest of education. So with regards to accreditation to education, there are two main types, namely institutional accreditation and pragmatic accreditation. So institutional accreditation reviews the academic and organizational structures of an educational institution as a whole, meaning it assesses the overall quality, effectiveness, and sustainability of the institution. Rather than just one program or department, accreditation evaluates the institution's mission, governance, administration, financial stability, facilities, faculty, student services, and educational programs, among others. So under the institutional accreditation, we have regional accreditation and national accreditation, in which this time we will compare those two subtypes to further explain their differences, starting with their review methods. So, in regionally accredited, each agency reviews institutions in their own geographic areas, while nationally accredited compares institutions across the country with similar with similar focus or curriculum. Credits. regionally accredited, accepted both regionally and nationally accredited schools, while national accredited only accepted at other nationally accredited schools. Corporate tuition reimbursement, regionally accredited, eligible for all plans, while national, not always eligible. Tuition fee, regionally, may be more expensive than nationally accredited schools. Nationally, may be less expensive than regionally accredited schools. An institution in regional, mostly non-profit fundraising through private donations, federal grants, or legacy giving, but the national, mostly for profit, earned revenue through enrollment or selling educational products. Admission standards, regionally strict standards, more selective during admission process, while in the Philippines, more relaxed standards. Now we have, then from here, let's discuss about the other main type, which is pragmatic accreditation. So what is pragmatic accreditation? Pragmatic accreditation conducts an in-depth assessment of specialized or professional programs at an educational institution, meaning it considers individual programs. This focuses on accrediting individual programs within a college or university rather than the whole institution. Program level accreditation may look, for example, at the quality of a nursing program or a school of business. This program level evaluation often provide an additional indicator of high quality, but they are less universal.
PowerPoint.
Next one. We're now in accreditation and security. So we will now move forward into accreditation in terms of security, in which helps for effective risk management. Next one. The goal, accreditation in security, typically refers to the process of evaluating and certifying that an organization or system meets certain security standards or requirements. The goal of accreditation is to ensure that the organization or system has appropriate security measures in place to protect against potential threats or vulnerabilities. Accreditation can apply to a wide range of security-related areas such as physical security, information security, cyber security, and emergency management. The specific goals of accreditation may vary depending on the context and the specific standards or regulations being applied. Next one. Here are several types of accreditation in security, including facility accreditation. This type of accreditation is focused on physical security and is usually granted to facilities such as data concerns, data centers, security storage facilities, and government buildings. Accreditation in industry. So, accreditation in industry, we can start with the objectives of accreditation in the industry, its significance and examples of industries and undergo accreditation. So again, accreditation is the process in which authoritative body formally recognizes the capability of the industry to carry out specific activities, but specifically in the industry's accreditation has these particular objectives. First is to assess the competence of industries and organizations carrying out conformity assessments are assessed. And with the assessment, accreditation works. on applying the impacts of each conformity assessment service. Additionally, other industries gain trust in their quality through the assessment done by accreditation. Also, accreditation also works on increasing the credibility of industries. By doing so, producers gain greater commercial benefits from the industry, whether it be products or services they offer. Lastly, accreditation provides industries with an assurance of conforming with international standards with their independent assessment of the competencies and processes done by the various industries, including inspection and testing services. Accreditation aims at the provision of assuring that these industries conform with the international standards and therefore are high quality. Significance of accreditation in the industry. So, as seen here in the presentation, there are 7 benefits of being accredited in the industry. These are confidence, reliability, comparability, traceability, competence, conformity, and transparency. Discussing each of, let's start with confidence. Confidence as a benefit basically means that products and services conform to their stated characteristics. Like PACOCOA accreditation, schools when accredited gain a sense of greater confidence as these accreditations represents how they conform to qualified standards. Next is reliability, which implies trust in the measurements, units, procedures, materials, and methods that are used in the industry. Comparability, on the other hand, simply means product and service comparability across countries or regions. It somehow implies that the industry, when accredited, becomes credible enough to be compared internationally. Traceability, on the other hand, refers to an uninterrupted chain of comparison measurements with increasing higher accuracy measurements. Then we have competence, which means that institutions and industries in the quality systems are technically capable. PACOCOA accreditation institutions accredited can be seen as competent and capable not just locally but internationally. This is also similar to the next benefit, conformity, which means that industries meet standards requirements, whether local or international. Lastly, we have the transparency, which simply means that practices and procedures of the involved institutions and industries are accessible. So these are all the benefits experienced by the industries under accreditation. Moving on, we have this another set of benefits brought by accreditation, but this time, these are particularly on the trade industry. We have a total of 5 benefits, which are following as presented. Facilitates international trade, recognition, reduces technical barriers to trade, assists government in the implementation of trade regulations, and promote consumer welfare. These benefits mainly cater to the accreditation experienced by the trade industry. Thus, accreditation supports international trade and even works on global recognition. It also reduces the technical barriers and assists in the implementation of the trade regulation. Lastly, accreditation in the trade industry, but also in industry generally works on the promotion of the consumer's benefits. Now for the last part of the subtopic accreditation in industry, we have here some sample of the industries that undergo accreditation. Healthcare, food safety, laboratories, business and tourism are some of the industries that mainly experience accreditation. For the healthcare industry, the usual significance of accreditation is on the stimulation of quality improvement, improvement of accountability and transparency, improvement of capacity of healthcare department in providing high quality programs and services, and lastly, strengthening of resources utilization. We have another subtopic, accreditation in manufacturing. Although manufacturing is also part of the general industry, we are prepared a separate discussion for this, as accreditation has more significant impact on manufacturing as compared to other industries. We shall start connecting accreditation and manufacturing and dwell on the significance of accreditation in the sector. So presented here is the slides. Next one. Presented here are the slides. Are two statements that simply explain the connection between accreditation and manufacturing. So manufacturing aims to show that products conform to standards. Manufacturers wants to demonstrate that product comply with the regulations and standards and meet specification, delivering the appropriate combination of quality and value. This is where accreditation connects. Accreditation services are the main way to achieve these goals of manufacturers. The use of accredited services in the manufacturing process helps deliver this, but also assists in avoiding costly products, failures, and recalls. Accreditation also helps access new markets from quality management processes to verification through product test or the achievement of the national or international quality mark. Manufacturers can use the full range of accredited testing, inspection, and certification services to boost confidence in their product. So, the significance of accreditation in manufacturing or how accreditation contributes in manufacturing. Presented here are the 6 significances of accreditation in manufacturing. These are the following essentials: tool for decision making and risk management, enhances to exports markets, reduction of product failure and manufacturing costs, competitive advantage, fostering innovation, compliance with international standards and internationally recognized system. Here are just some of the benefits experienced by the manufacturing sector once accredited. What's benefits is that it is relevant to the product quality. We can see in the manufacturing industry, the main priority is on the products created and how well it will be accepted by the consumers. And it is accreditation that supports their products in global acceptance. The next one is accreditation in public relations. A simple definition of public relation, a strategic communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationship between organizations and their publics. In here, we shall discuss the connection between accreditation in public relations and significance and relevance of accreditation in the said field. Next one. Okay. As presented in the slide, accreditation in public relations are capable of the following: certifies drive, professionalism and principles, asserts professional competence, communicates professional expertise, including personal and professional dedication and values, and refers progressive public relations, industry practice, and high standards. Thus, in the public relation field, once accredited, there is this experience when you are set apart from your peers and the chance to be considered a leader or mentor in the competitive public relation field. Next one. Next one. Now we have here presented the 5 significances of accreditation in the public relations. These are the following: acknowledgement for excellence in public relations, future career growth and job opportunities, enhanced networking and connections, continued learning opportunities, proficiency in public relations, since public relations is more on the connections of businesses and professionals with peers. The benefits are mainly relevant on the enhanced connections, job opportunities, and career growth. The next subtopic we have is the accreditation and globalization. In here, we will discuss the connection between accreditation and globalization. And familiar to many, accreditation actually plays a role of contributing in globalization. That will be tackled. Sorry for that. Next one. So, globalization is all about international integration. Accreditation works on assessing institutions, programs, industries, and organizations in their conformity to the international scale. As accreditation works on integrating institutions, programs, industries, and organizations on an international scale, it is thereby plays a part of globalization just by simply assessing and maintaining the international and quality standards for industries and institutions. Accreditation works on globalization and international comparability. Next. Then the direct relationship between educational quality and a successful economy, the proliferation of regional and global trade agreements, which encourage professional mobility and the growing of international recognition of academic degrees, are contributing factors to the globalization of quality assurance in higher education, including accreditation. Like Pakukova accreditation, the main area where accreditation contributes to globalization is on the educational accreditation. Consequently, higher education globalization. At the same time, accreditation in the healthcare industry allows the globalization of quality healthcare trends. Thus, in general, when accreditation recognizes an organization for conforming to international standards, it contributes to the globalization of industry development innovation. Here are some of the samples of the globalization in connection with accreditation of the course we have higher education globalization, and Pakukova is one of the accrediting bodies that contributes in the globalization of higher education. The factors behind this growing interest in healthcare accreditation are varied. The self-motivated desire to improve among healthcare professionals worldwide, the desire to improve population health, the trend toward privatization of healthcare in many countries, the concerns about the value received for healthcare expenditures in the light of the growing cost of healthcare, the increasing availability of information of quality care issues over the global internet, and the interest of multinational companies in providing safe and effective health care for their employees who are located in many countries around the globe.
General, view of the for a second. Recognition. Recognition. Contribution with realization. State law and college education schools provide quality industry-based training and instruction. Given during the Academic Industry Advisory Council Forum 2023, with the theme fostering academic industry collaboration, cross-border even during the academic. Our college president, Dr. Gregorio A. Kada Manila. Important for a special message prepared to us by our SCC partners, namely Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang from Indonesia. Please welcome Dr. Professor.
Am I audible now? Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Hello, Professor. Are you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Dito, sa kanya po wala eh.
Hello.
Ito, meron.
Okay.
Share screen ko to, sir. Bakit hindi ko magaling? Ayan.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are now audible, Professor. Are you hello? Yes, you may proceed. Hello, Professor. Are you?
Yes.
How are you?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we do. Let's see.
Okay.
Professor, are you, ladies and gentlemen? Professor, are you? Turn. Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and I would like, on behalf of our rector, Dr. Efisa Santi M. Biomet, I would like to express our sincere gratitude and greet to the Honorable Dr. Gregorio A. Andaman Jr., President of St. Dominic College of Asia, Dr. Nilda W. Basikas, VP for Research, Extension, and Linkages, Mr. Greg Cannon M. Andaman, Director for Institutional Linkages and Networking, Prof. Melbert V. Animus, Institutional Linkages and Networking Officer, and Dr. Alvin Jason Avirata, Director for quality assurance, and institutional effectiveness. And all of the committee and all of the participants, it is an honor for me for being here in this ceremony. First of all, on behalf of the academic community of Prima Nusantara Bukittinggi, I would like to express my gratitude to all the leaders of St. Dominic College of Asia who are willing to collaborate with us at the Prima Nusantara Bukittinggi University. And we would like to thank St. Dominic College of Asia for its generosity in providing, recognizing, and awarding our institution, Prima Nusantara Bukittinggi University, as one of the best academic partners of our outstanding and contribution in SDCA community. We do hope this collaboration will be able to make both of us, our college, our university, to be able to speak at the international level. Prima Nusantara Bukittinggi University, I will hope we will carry out various intellectual activities with an academic atmosphere that is open to the exchange of ideas and experiences, critical, innovative, and visionary thought, accompanied by an attitude that upholds academic freedom in scientific and cultural diversity. We will not only about collaboration between two universities, but also will be a collaboration between two countries in the field of education. Hopefully, what we agree on will get support from our respective governments and be useful for each college and university. Thank you for all of your attention, and we would like to invite the leaders, the educators, and the students of the St. Dominic College of Asia to come to our city, Bukittinggi, West Sumatra, Indonesia. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hello, thank you very much, Professor Ayan Warza, the Vice Rector of Prima Nusantara Bukittinggi, Indonesia. All right, we hope to see you soon here, Professor. Do you want to come here to the Philippines?
I hope we will be in Philippines pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to have a signing of memorandum of agreement, I believe,
Yes,
Professor, right?
yes. Yes.
All right, we are very excited and thrilled to meet you soon. Professor Ayu, once again, let's give a hand to Professor Ayu. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the conclusion of the event, it is my honor to introduce a distinguished leader who has played a crucial role in the success of SDCA. With your vast expertise and unwavering commitment to academic excellence, we eagerly anticipate her insights. Without further ado, please join me.